Good morning. Welcome back and Happy New Year. 2023 got here too fast. I'm having lovely guests today, the first one for the year. And I'm very honored to have this guest because I've been wanting to have him on the show for a long time. Welcome and good morning, Carlito.
Good morning, Luisa. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Carlito Akam is he's a musician and he is going to be telling us today his story. So Carlito Akam was born in South Iraq, arrived to Australia in 2002, leaving his country and starting working at the age of 13, made him who he is today, a composer, a music producer, and a flamenco fusion guitarist. His latest video clip, The Spirit of Andalusia, just came out yesterday. So you have to watch this video clip because it's beautiful. After his music, he enjoyed cooking and fishing. And his favorite quote, love what you do so you can do what you love. Welcome, Carlito Akam.
Thank you, Luisa.
How are you feeling?
I'm all right, thank you.
Yes?
How you doing? Good?
Yeah, I'm very well. Yes,
Yeah.
very, very good. It's been a long time since we kind of been waiting for you to come into the show. We tried
Absolutely.
once, but it didn't work out.
Absolutely. Just how's the life? Everyone busy with their own lifestyle. I've been busy very well, but now I'm a bit relaxed, especially in this Christmas holiday. So still working in the studio, but very relaxed actually.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Well, you will have to excuse me. Before we start our conversation, I'm just going to wish a friend of mine a happy birthday who
Yeah.
he lives in Melbourne. I could have been in Melbourne today, but I'm
Yeah.
not. Quiero desearle un feliz cumpleaños a Alejandro Vargas, que vive en Melbourne. Alejandro, que tengas un lindo día. Yo sé que Angélica Mancilla y Martín Campos y Hernán están allá contigo. Yo hubiera querido estar, pero lamentablemente no se pudo. Así que tengas una linda celebración ahí en Nerudas con tu hermano y tu familia. Y también les quiero decir de que Vanessa, la porteña, está haciendo empanadas para mañana. Empanadas, sopaipillas y sopaipillas pasadas. Y pueden recoger las empanadas, las pueden recoger en Liverpool, Central y Bondi Junction. Así que tienen 3 lugares como para ir a recoger estos productos. Y su teléfono es el 0434-696-288. No se olviden que La Porteña está vendiendo empanadas y sopaipillas mañana, ¿ya? Así que eso era lo que yo quería decirles antes que conversemos con Carlito Akam. Okay, already done the propaganda for a couple of friends.
Yeah.
Carlito, my first question to start this conversation will be, who is Carlito Akam? The man before the musician, before the son, before the friend.
Okay. My real name is Sufyan.
Sofian.
Sufyan, yes, and that's the name where I was born with, But Carlito, I got this name in 2007. I was playing in a Latin festival in Darling Harbour. It's called Bakari Festival, I think.
Yep.
Used to be back then in Darling Harbour. So the MC couldn't say my name properly, and he forgot. He didn't have a paper back then. Anyway, so when the time comes to introduce my name, he just called me Carlito.
Yeah.
And back then I used to have a long hair, and I used to have a friends. So that's really suits you, that name.
So much probably like Carlito Santana.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I got this name, and since then it's been always with me, and it's my stage name, So everyone knows me as Carlito.
Where are you from, Carlito? Where were you born?
I was born in a city called Basra in South Iraq. So I am Chaldean. My nation, Chaldean and Assyrians are the same. But I was born in South Iraq in 1983. And Basra is one of the beautiful cities. It's an art city, musical. A lot of great artists, they were born there, and I'm so happy. I'm lucky to be born there because I always say this city has special energy, especially for musicians. So yeah, I was born there until the age of 3, and then I moved to my family moved to Baghdad because back then the war between Iraq and Iran
Yep.
was really heavy war.
It's a lot of conflict up there, was it?
So we were in a wedding at that time. We came back to our house and we saw a missile in our house. So we have to leave the city and go to the capital, city Baghdad.
How old were you then?
3 years old.
3.
Yeah. 3 years old.
That's a very young age just to experience all that kind of, might have been a shock for you as a child also because...
Look, I still remember,
remember?
To be honest, I still remember the fire. Like,
Yeah.
It's like a shadow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I still remember a little bit of it. So, yeah. And when we moved to Baghdad and just live in a normal family like other families, you know, until I grew up, and when I went to school till I was the age of 13. The life in Iraq was a bit hard, you know. So my family decided to leave Iraq and to find a country where we can have a future.
Do you have siblings?
I have only one sibling, my brother. Yeah. So we decided to leave. We went to Jordan in 1996, and I stayed in Jordan for 5 years, 5.5 years, almost. Yeah. So when I went to Jordan, I was 13, and my first job was I used to carry around 300 sugar and rice bags in my bag, you know. I was
at 13.
13, carrying from the truck to the store. And I did this job for 6 months. And after that, I used to do waitering. And after that, I worked in the perfumes for almost 4 years, making oil perfumes.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is how I was, grow up working since I was a kid. You know?
And how you consider your childhood? What would you say about your childhood? You experienced war and not having a home, moving to another city. How can you describe your childhood?
I don't think I had a childhood, to be honest.
Okay.
Because the only childhood that I had was with my grandmother. My grandmother, that she passed away recently. She was my life and everything to me, because even my mom, she died when I was 18. So she died 22 years ago. I'm 40 now this year. Yeah, she died she died when I was 21. Yeah. So 2004, she died. Yeah. So even I didn't spend time with my family. I came to Australia when I was 18 by myself.
Wow. Yeah. It's
so it was really tough for me.
And through your teenager years, I guess it was harder as well because you had to work and
absolutely
to survive.
Yeah, because see, at that age, people, they educate themselves and their family look after them. But I didn't have these opportunities because I was only working to survive. When I came to Australia, I couldn't speak one word of English, and I never been to school. I know how to read and write, but I don't understand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before we go any further with this conversation, we're just going to put a music, so then people can actually see what you do.
Sure.
So how about we picked any of these?
Yeah. Anyone you like. Yeah.
Because it's amazing that I kind of know your story a little bit, but then I want people to see what your gift is, which is amazing. And so then
the synchronicity. The second
one.
Yeah.
وانا منين وانت منين، حدك زماني، وين العزيز يصير بضلوعي شام، لقضي العمر وياه من غير ندامة، وين العزيز يصير بضلوعي شامة، نقضي العمر وياه من غير ندامة. لا تظني كلمة ليل انساها باكر، هالعادة بيكم ليش كسر الخواطر، لا تظني كلمة ليل انساها باكر، هالعادة بيكم ليش كسر الخواطر، وانا منين وانت منين، حدك زماني، وانا منين وانت منين، حدك زماني. ولما ناخو قبيل الصبح عيسهم وحملوها وسارت بالدومة ليبنوا يا حادي العيس، يا حادي العيس يعرج كاي يودعهم، أما نمان
That was a very profound song. And then you told me that it's about cursed love.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And how is it? Where at what moment that letter of that song is born? I mean, the person wrote it, or did you compose it, or
Bashar, he's one of my icons.
yes?
So I heard Bashar when I was at the beginning of my guitar playing.
Where is he from?
He's Iraqi as
Iraqi,
well,
yeah.
but he lives in America.
Wow.
Yeah, so honestly, he's one of my icons, and I admire his voice and personality, and also he taught me a lot when
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use this because
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
your voice is kind of going away.
Yeah, can you hear me properly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so Bashar is, as I said, he's one of my icons. I really respect this guy a lot. So when I first playing, I used to listen to him a lot because he plays guitar as well. And one time I just wrote him say how much I love his work, and he replied. I was so happy.
Wow.
And then we became friends, and we decided to.
And he didn't know you.
He didn't know me now.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm one of his fans, So and then I had the opportunity to play the guitar for him, and I was so blessed and honored.
That's good. So
Yeah.
this is what
So-
Carlito does.
Yeah.
Best music.
Yeah, so from a fan to a collaborator, that's a big thing for me.
Of course
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
And then collaborating from different parts of the world. It's
Yeah.
just something
Absolutely.
so amazing.
This video, actually, a lot of people, they think we met, but actually we didn't meet. We
You never
only-
met.
So he filmed in America, and I filmed in Australia.
Wow.
So, but he did the video. He's very good in everything. When I at the beginning of my audio production, when I got my own studio,
Yep.
I always used to bother him. Bashar, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I? So he used to help me all the time.
Wow.
Yeah. Before
Can I have
got
his
him-
name?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I was going to ask you, Carlito, what was your passion before the music?
I used to paint.
You used to be a painter.
I used to paint in a chalk or pencil.
Wow.
Yeah. So my grandfather, he's actually one of the great and important painters in Iraq, and he used to have his own paints in the Museum of Iraq as well. So that's my passion. But when I fell in love with the music,
Everything kind of changed.
Yeah, it
And
kind
at
of
what
changed.
point of your life you fell in love with music? Tell me the story about it, because it's very profound. It's something to do with your mom, and just tell us what happened.
Okay, so basically, when I used to live in Jordan, I used to work in the perfume, as I said before, in the perfume shop. One time I was in the market walking, and I passed, the tape cassette shop back then.
Yeah.
And I think it was year 2000. Yeah, so that was 23 years ago. Oh my God, I just it's like yesterday, So, I was passing the shop, and I heard a beautiful song, soothing voice, nice, relaxing, amazing. That I said, wow, that's just stopped me for a moment.
Yeah.
And I said, what's this music? I said, it's a Spanish music. I said, but yeah, what is the guy? He's in Julio Iglesias. And I said, oh, wow, that's for me like something new, you know what I mean?
Of course, yes.
Yeah. And I said, yeah, okay, I want that. Give me all his cassettes. So I bought all his cassettes. I still remember I spent all my money. Honestly, whatever money I had, I bought a couple of tapes of Gypsy Kings.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then I went back home after work was 10 o'clock. So, and then I put on my tape cassette recording, I put the tape and I was listening. And then my mom, she kind of walked into my room. She goes, how do you know Julio? We call him in Arabic Julio.
Julio. Okay.
Julio. That's how we call him. Yeah. So I said to her, I don't know. I told her the story, what happened. She goes, Dina, when you were a kid,
A baby.
a baby, sorry. Yeah. Every time I'll put you to sleep, I'll put his tape for you, and you fell asleep straight away.
Wow.
So it's kind of, his voice was stored in my brain, So yeah, so I started listening to that music, and I find it really something inside me. Every time I listen, I just escape.
Were you playing a guitar at that time? At
No.
that point?
No, I
At all?
I started playing guitar when I was 19.
Wow.
Yeah, I started because music is a childhood dream that I carried with me.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the opportunity, as I explained to you, because I've been working since I
Yeah.
was a kid. But my last days in Jordan, I had a friend. He said to me, Sufyan, my dad have a guitar for sale. I think if you buy it and put it on the shop, that looks good. He was telling me this, convinced me to buy the guitar.
Yeah.
But I love the idea actually. I said, yeah, I'll buy it. And then I bought the guitar, and the guitar has only one string. And then I was like, feels good touching a guitar, maybe I can pick up some girls or something like that. So I remember my dad's friend, which is his name Labib Wafi Yunus. He was coming to Jordan from Iraq, and I remember he told me once that he used to play guitar. I said, I called him to Iraq. I said, can you get me a set of string? I bought a guitar, and can you teach me how to play? He goes, yeah, no worries. And then he came a week later. He got me a set of strings. He set it up. He showed me how to play, but I was confused a bit. But I just loved the sound. And honestly, the first thing that I learned, how to tune the guitar. And that it's a bit difficult for a beginner how to tune the guitar. But
So you before you actually learn how to play the guitar, you learn how to tune it
I have to,
first.
yeah. And that was the best lesson ever, because tuning the guitar, it trains your ear all the time.
And how do you knew how to do that?
Well, back then I didn't have a tuner. I had
Of course, back in those days, it's different.
He got me like a metal stick that you hit it on the guitar, gives you a frequency sound.
Oh yeah.
And you tune into that, and you tune the rest of the strings to that string that you tune of the stick.
That was the manual way in how to do.
So that was the way. And then I've learned how to tune that way. And then the circumstances that our life was really difficult. And then I had to leave Jordan and come to Australia.
Because so straight from Jordan to Australia?
To Australia, yes.
And how, at what moment you came here? You came here by yourself?
I came here by myself.
And how? At what point you decide, okay, I want to go to Australia now?
No, it's my mom who asked me to go to Australia because our life in Jordan, we didn't have any visa. We didn't have anything. Like, let's say, if the police will see us without a visa, they will send us back to Iraq.
Okay.
And if we go back to Iraq, we have a bigger problem that I have to go to army. And my mom, she didn't want that at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I decided to come to Australia. And when I came, it was really difficult for me. Because you come here in 18. I was 18 years old, and...
You knew anyone?
I have two uncles here.
Okay. So you were not
who brought me here.
All by yourself.
And my auntie, my dad. So two uncles, my mom's sisters.
Yeah.
And my auntie, she's my dad's sister.
Yeah.
And I love to say hello to her. Kay, Auntie Kay. Yeah. So when I first came, I arrived the 19th of October, 2002. The 14th of October, I started working.
On the same day?
2 days later. Sorry, 21st of October.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 21st.
So just a few days after you arrived.
2 days. I started working. Look, I used to be in Jordan working only in the perfumes the last couple of years. So my first job was digging to build fences.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Digging to build fences. Yep. And that was my first job. And I found it really hard. When I used to carry a bag of the concrete, I used to like go left and right. It was heavier than me, you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah. So that was my job. And then I left. I worked in a farm. So I used to work from 6 a.m. till 2 p.m.
In Sydney?
In Sydney, in Brinjali area.
Okay.
And then I have a 1 hour break and then from 3 till 10 at night time. I used to get like $6 an hour back then.
Wow.
Yeah. So I used to work all the hours so I can make $100. Anyway.
I guess the value of the money at that time was different too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
$100 these days is worth nothing pretty much.
Absolutely. So all this I'm working, and I still haven't been into the music. I didn't have any language. When I used to go to work, I only talk like a, sorry someone deaf because I only
Sign language.
silence language. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know what I mean? So it was really difficult, and that really created some not anger. It's I don't know. It was like there is a revolution inside me. I want to blow up sometimes
That's
when I
right.
want to explain myself, but I can't.
Yeah.
And I'm very sure everyone experienced this when it came to this country,
We all
and if they
did.
don't have any,
We all did.
Yeah.
And it is
But-
very difficult.
I was lucky enough. I have a friends like my friend Ash Nano, Joseph Yusuf, and they're my best friends. They grew up with me. My cousin Danny, and these guys, they used to teach me always.
Nice.
Because they used to go to school. I couldn't go to school. It's very hard for me. Either because I have to work to help my family, send money to overseas. So I didn't have. I couldn't study. It was very hard for me. So they used to help me, teach me, my friends, And one time I was walking into Stockland Woodra Park back then,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
saw a guy playing guitar. And I said, wow, that was only a couple of months after I arrived here. I think that was in 2003, January. Yeah, I still remember. So I was walking with my uncle and his wife, and I asked him, please, could you ask this guy if he teach guitar? And then they went and spoke to him, and then he heard us talking in Assyrian. He goes, oh, you guys Assyrian? And then he goes, I'm Assyrian too. And I was super happy because now I know I can understand what he's gonna tell me. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes, of course.
So I was very happy that he's gonna teach me. I said, I want to. He goes, yeah, I teach. Anyway, and I started learning with him. He started teaching me, and then he introducing me to musicians. The first thing he ever introduced me that was Paco de Lucia.
Oh,
Yeah.
Paco de Lucia, grande.
When I saw Paco, he gave me. Well, I still remember the first lesson, and I said, "What's all these videos?" He said, "What style do you like?" I said, "I like flamenco." He goes, "Okay, have this video, watch it." And when I was watching Paco, I said, "I don't know. I never thought there's a human being exist play like that."
Yeah.
And back then, in the days, we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have
No
nothing.
telephone, nothing. Yes.
Nothing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that was the first impression and impact in my life that I was wow, Anyway, I started learning with this guy. My dream back then was I want to play in the restaurants. So I used to go watch him play for the people. I said, wow, I want to play like that.
To the phone. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway.
It took you long to learn?
After 6 months, he asked me to play with him at the rhythm.
Wow.
But I tell you what, when I started learning guitar, I used to work only from 6 to 2 o'clock in the farm. And then from 3 till 10 o'clock, I just practice.
Wow.
So I can lock myself in the room. So I used to, even sometimes my friends, they think, well, you became very complex, Sometimes they go clubbing and I don't go clubbing. I didn't go. I used to love music.
Yes.
I created my little own world.
Yeah.
With my imagination, I want to just play guitar. I just want to play guitar. So after 6 months, I started playing with him. And then for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, playing with him, and that gained me a lot of experience, And then this is when the problems started. Yeah.
When you get the experience?
Yeah. So while I'm learning with him, the internet back then, it came out, the internet, and I started discovering YouTube, websites, flamenco, reading. So what I used to do, I used to get the article, translate to Arabic, and read and study.
Yeah.
So back then was Paco Pena in 2007 came to Australia. I went to his concert, and that was another magic that I saw. Beautiful. From first time I see flamenco
he's
show
amazing.
live. Yeah. It was something I'll never forget. And so when they used to play, I used to hear the sound And I said, this sounds familiar to me. So what's happening here? How did I discover? I discovered all this by myself without, someone teaching me the flamenco at the beginning. And that was a bit difficult. Because when I used to listen, for example, a CD of Paco Peña, I used to listen to certain sound, a palo, rhythm.
Yeah.
And then I listened on the live. I said, oh, I know this. And then when I listened, for example, Paco de Lucia, I said, oh, this sounds like this song. So when I used to look under, next to every song, there used to be under two brackets, Bularia, Alegria, Cigaria, Solia, Fandangos. And then I understood this is the rhythm. This is because every rhythm have different counterpoint, different structure.
Of course.
So
Yes.
and then I realized it's like a bacha-cha, cha-cha,
Yes.
tango is different type of dances. Same thing with the flamenco. There's a lot of different type of palos, different type of dancing, and every palo comes from different city, from Spain. So I've learned all this, reading, like researching a lot. You know what I mean?
So
Watching.
You can say that Paco Peña and Paco de Lucia were your teachers
At the beginning,
at the
yes,
beginning,
at the
yes.
beginning, and then of course I met teachers with the years. I took private lesson here and there, just like to mark my knowledge,
Yeah.
to know I'm on the right, and they agree. Yes, this is how it is. This is just to be more confident,
Yeah.
about my information and to understand. So I was playing with this guy again, my first teacher, for 3 years. And then one time he said, Carlito, I have a gig now in Liverpool, which was in Liverpool next to Westville. I cannot play, but I'm going to give you that gig for you. You go play. And I was, wow, that's amazing, So this is really incredible.
Yeah, that's right.
So okay, I said, you will get $100. You give me 30, you keep 70. And I said, okay, no problem. Back then, I used to work in warehouse, home hardware house. You know how home is called home? It's like Bunnings, but it's called home hardware in Annandale in the city. So I used to work normal job, you know what I mean? And every Saturday, I used to play with my teacher. Used to be Rock and Roll Car Wash, the coffee shop of Rock and Roll Car Wash. We used to play every Saturday there, and sometimes private occasions. And we used to play in El Phoenician, Parramatta. We used to play in Drummond Rowan Club, many places. But when I started on Rock and Roll Car Wash, which used to be the owners of my good friends Simon and Harry. And I would like to say hello to them if they see this video one day. And these guys, they supported me so much, Luisa. They supported me in every way. They used to get me gigs. They used to help me so much, always encourage me, support me in everything.
But you know what amazed me, Carlito, is the fact that you never played the guitar until the age of
19. Yeah.
You leave Jordan, you come to Australia,
Yeah.
you get introduced into the guitar, and in a short period of time, you start playing on your own.
Yes. So 3 years later, I started playing in the restaurant. And before 3 years, what happened? I used to go with my teacher, for example. He introduced me to a friends. The first guy, musician that I had, his name Ivan Yako, drummer.
Yep.
And he's one of my friends. And Phil used to play bass, Keegan percussion. So I used to go watch these guys, but my teacher didn't let me play with the band. Only watch them.
Yep.
So I used to only help them, and I used to be amazed. Wow, they used to play all Latin music, I used to love it. I only used to watch. So what happened? I forgot this part. While I was playing with Albert introduced me to Ivan. Ivan, he saw me. I was hungry for music. I was hungry. I want to extend, but I don't know how. This is before I even discovered flamenco. Before that, so he introduced me to a guy. His name Neil. Neil. He's one of the greatest guitarists that I've seen. He's a jazz guitarist. He's Assyrian as well. So I've studied with him jazz and improvisation. So he taught me so many things, but I didn't tell my first teacher, because my first teacher, he used to talk about everyone.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you used to do it behind his back.
Yeah, I used to do it behind his back. And then he started realizing I'm playing different. I said, no, I'm just studying. He goes, yeah, good. And then he used to tell people he teaching me everything.
Okay. Yes, he was taking credit for
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Anyway, so this is one of the stories that Neil helped me at the beginning as well. And he really encouraged me to stay on my style, to create my own style.
Of course.
Yeah. So after he gave me that gig, I used to give him $30. I keep 70. I used to have only guitar and small amplifier. So I used to play there. The deal was after he finished from Parramatta, my teacher, he will take my gig in Liverpool.
Okay.
That was the deal. So I stayed 1.5 years in this restaurant every Thursday. And what happened at the beginning, when I used to get the money, I bought a sound system.
Oh.
Nice sound system. And then when I bought a sound system, before I used to play only guitar solo with no backing music, nothing. Sometimes it could be boring, to be honest, for people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then I said, I got to do something. I went to my friend, keyboard player. His name Basman. I met him in the church because I used to be in the choir. He used to help me do all the backing music and the MIDI files and do a lot of sequences. And then I started playing. Sounds amazing. And people started loving the vibe, the music, that vibe. And in Liverpool, never used to be that. And a lot of people, they start loving it. Used to come. And then the restaurant goes, Carlito, we're going to do from now on every Tuesday and Thursday.
Oh, wow.
And I said, okay, no worries. So I told Albert, my first teacher, I said, we're going to do, he goes, okay, so you give me 60, you keep 140. I said, no worries.
What will you have to give him money for?
Because he gave me that gig. It's like his
commission.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So that was the deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I used to play Tuesday, Thursday. While I'm playing Thursday, a guy came to me and goes, Carlito, there is a restaurant in Campbelltown. They need a guitarist. Would you like to go? I said, yeah, send me the address. So I went to that restaurant. He said, I'm having an audition 3 guitarists. You're the last one. I didn't like the first. I hope I like it. And then I played that night for free. And then he goes, man, come play here every Friday and Saturday.
Wow.
So I was super happy.
So you were very happy.
So I was playing Saturday morning, but for free in the car wash.
Yes.
And then I used to play Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And making money, happy, getting because that was not only performing, was even exercise, practicing for me.
And at the same time, you were able to help your family, obviously.
Absolutely. And plus my daily job I have, you know what I mean? So I was really happy back then. And then after 1.5 years, my teacher called me and goes, look, this next Thursday is my last gig in Parramatta and it will be your last gig in Liverpool. So I take over. I said, no problem. So I told the owner the story. He goes, no. I want you here. People used to you. I said, man, please. He's my teacher and I respect him and that. He goes, no, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I need you here. I said, I'm really sorry, I can't. And then 1 hour later, my teacher called me telling me off. Why did you buy sound system? Why did you have to choose? I don't know this. You have to do. I said, I bought a sound system because I want to sound good. I'm making all this because I want to sound good. I don't want to sound like, sad musician playing.
Of course, yeah.
I want to deliver my energy to everyone who love music, And then he said, okay. And then just hang up on my face.
Wow.
Because I don't want this gig, and he hung up on my face. And then I said, what happened? He told me, I just told them, everyone, the customers, the clients, they love you. They come here to see you. He goes, anyway, I'm going to give you another day. So you play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh.
And then I have Friday and Saturday in Campbelltown. So I'm playing now.
So you were just
5
very
nights.
busy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the Saturday after that he spoke to me, he went to the car wash. He was very grumpy because I didn't go with him because we had this clash on the phone. He had a problem, I think, with the management there. So they let him go.
Yeah.
And then who they call? They called me.
They call you. Carlito Akam.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we have a break and maybe you can play something for us?
Yeah, sure.
Yes?
Yeah.
And you got your guitar right there. So Carlito will play a song for us and so we can see. Where's the guitar from?
Okay. This guitar, first of all, I'd like to thank my maestro Paco Lara for this guitar. He sponsored me, him and Steve Toscano.
Yep.
And it's a Toscano guitar. It's beautiful Blanca.
From
He's the Toscano. He have his own workshop in Hornsby.
in Hornsby. So
So he make the guitars. He have different models, but this model is called Paco Lara.
Paco Lara.
Yeah, it's under Paco Lara vision, and he supervise under his supervision, and he try every guitar is make under his name before he sell the guitar, and he have to make sure that it's perfect and 100% in tune and in a good sound.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
So what are we doing this?
Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna play. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't prepared anything.
Ezra?
Yeah.
I'm sure
It's
you want
okay.
to hear your music.
No.
All right.
It's okay.
I'm sure you will be fine. You're just amazing.
Okay, what I'm going to play. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't prepared.
Amazing. Don't tell me you weren't prepared, because it sounds awesome. Sounds
Thank you.
really, really nice.
Thank
And it's incredible how someone who as I said before, didn't play guitar until the age of 19.
Yeah.
It becomes so professional, and it's very inspiring also for the young generations. These days sometimes young generations wants everything on a plate, and but to get to where you want, you need to work harder, and
Yeah.
obviously you have done that, and it, of course is paying the price these days. How do you get introduced to the Latin community? Do you speak Spanish?
I understand a little bit.
You do.
Yeah, I understand a
So
little
we
bit.
can't speak behind your back.
No, you can.
We can't talk
Yeah.
behind your back.
I only know the swearing words.
Oh, okay. And how do you get introduced to, because your circle is just it's a variety of people, and I know for a fact that you also very involved with the Spanish community.
Mhm.
And it's one of the as a musician who is always doing gigs with you. I forget the name.
Lucha Valverde.
Lucha Valverde.
He's like a father to me.
I always see him, and he seems
Yeah,
like the father figure of.
I've learned a lot. I just, before I get to this part, I want, just in case some people get the wrong impression about
Yes.
when I was telling the story about
Yes.
my teacher. How did I get these gigs from him anyway? When I used to play with this guy for 3 years, I had, within the time, I had so much anger inside me, Luisa.
Yeah.
Because he used to charge money for him and for myself, and I never used to get paid.
Oh wow.
So, and the same time when I used to go study, he still charged me money.
Oh.
And I only found out this at the last year, you know what I mean? So that created inside me a bit scar, like people taking advantage of me, you know what I mean? And I never said anything.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a short story. While I was studying flamenco, studying the forms, and we played in a Lebanese and Spanish wedding in the rocks.
Yep,
I still remember.
yep.
In the rocks was like very nice wedding, classic. The groom was from Spain, I can't, but I know he's from Andalusia.
Yeah.
And bride, she was Lebanese. And while we were playing like Spanish Guantanamera, La Bamba, that kind of songs, you know. Anyway, so the guy came, the groom goes, "Do you guys know how to play a bit of buleria?" The buleria, it's a Spanish palo flamenco, you know. I used to know how to play only little bit, because I was studying, buying books, study by myself, you know. And I said, yes. And my teacher goes, "What's this?" I said, "Okay, just do the clap." And he goes, "Why did you tell him know how to play it?" I said, "I don't know, I just said it." He goes, "Okay, just play." And then I played like for 1 minute. And honestly, Luisa, after I played, the groom, he came and gave me like 1, 2, 3, 400 for me. And for my teacher, 1, 2, 300 for him. And the groom, since he turned his back, he pulled the money of me like that in front of everyone.
Wow.
Yeah. So you see that kind of things.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
But of course, it's a bad experience.
It's a bad experience. And then again, when we used to go to play anywhere, he used to like buy me McDonald's or something. This is my pay used to be, you know. But anyway, so I moved on.
That's good.
I did.
It's
my
nice
own
when
gigs,
you when you do that.
So I just want, the reason I wanted to explain this,
yes,
so people don't get their own impression about
That's
me.
right.
You know what I mean? Anyway, so how did I get to the Spanish community? Well, I met Lucho 2013. I used to be in the choir, and back then we used to have a leader, his name also Bashar. So he brought Lucho to do some work together.
Yep.
So when I met Lucho back 2013, I was so happy to meet this man. We became friends, and then back then I was working on my first album, Once Upon a Time.
Your first album already in 2013.
Yes, I was working on it.
But
yes,
still you were working on an album, and you know,
yeah,
it needs a lot of work to get to
absolutely
do that.
yeah took me
I mean,
the original idea, you know, started 2008, and through Matrix Studios, used to be in Mandroid, and one of my best friends is named Nino. So I met this guy I used to play in, after I left my first teacher, I had a lot of experiences playing with Assyrian band, playing with Lebanese band, so I wanted to experience everything basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I met Nino through Assyrian band. Nino and my friend Danny, he's my videographer now. I do his hair in all the time. I like to say hello to him. And he's one of my biggest supporters. And he honestly encouraged me all the time. Anyway, so I used to be in the choir at the same time. So Nino, when I met him in 2008, we worked on my actually very first album, the ideas of compositions and everything. But because I didn't have enough experience, Luisa, to start the album. Because I used to go to the studio, I record, and then when we clear out, I come up with different idea. I go record it, and then the album never finished. The only song that I got from my first album, which is still, I still have it, but it's never released it. It was Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time, yes.
Yeah, that's the only song that I put on the album. You know what I mean? So I met Lucho, we started working, and my first album was produced by Evan Yako from Real Rhythm Studio. We worked together there, and we became very close friends. And I've learned so many things from him, Luisa.
Yeah.
Especially producing. And then sometime, Carlito, not like this, not like that. I said, okay, you know, like he used to get angry. No, you have to do this. No, you have to do that. He used to teach me detail with the harmony. This is the wrong harmony. I said, but Lucho, this is it sounds good, but wrong harmony. You have to play this. And then I learned a lot from him. Either I went to the conservatorium in 2010, by the way, and I studied, but I still sometimes you follow your ear, you don't follow the theory.
Yeah, of course.
If something sounds good,
it's a different
sounds
thing.
good.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
There is no rules, nothing. Sounds good. That's it. But Lucho, he opened my eye in so many things, especially producing.
And you're still working together, of course.
Absolutely.
Yes.
He's coming Monday to my house.
Oh, there you go. To have coffee. Well, we're going to show one of the videos that we have, La Negra Tomasa, where people can actually see.
La Negra Tomasa was arranged by Maestro Lucho Valverde. And we had the honor to Master Paco Lara to collaborate us, and Francisco Toledo, and all my friends.
All the people that are on that video, which is amazing. Yes. I love that video.
And Lorenzo as well. He's one of my favorite.
And the dancers, with Minerva is there too.
Absolutely.
It's amazing, yes. So we're going to upload this, and so then people know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Sabroso. Carlito, como dice la guitarra. Ole. Estoy tan enamorado de la negra Tomasa que cuando se va de casa muy triste me pongo. Estoy tan enamorado de la negra Tomasa que cuando se va de casa muy triste me pongo. Ay, 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 esa negra santa me echó bilongo, esa nena rica cámara me echo bilongo, nada más que me gusta la comida que me cocina, nada más que me gusta la café que ella me cuela, nada más que me gusta la comida que me cocina, nada más que me gusta la café que ella me cuela. Ay, 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 mira que esa negra santa me echó bilongo, esa nena rica cámara me echó bilongo. Y bueno, directamente de Jerez, el maestro Paco Lara. ¡Alza! cuando se va de casa, muy triste me pongo. Estoy tan enamorado de la negra Tomasa, que cuando se va de casa, muy triste me pongo. Ay, 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 esa negra santa me echó bilongo, esa nena rica gamara me echó bilongo, sabroso, y me voy pa'l monte a sancochar boñato. Carlito toca la guitarra, los patas bailando mi son.
Kikiribo, mandinga.
La negra Tomasa, cocinando ya se pasa y dice:
Kikiribo, mandinga.
Lucho, Paco y Carlito, tremenda combinación. Óyelo.
Kikiribo, mandinga.
¿Y quién viene ahí? Aznar, directamente del desierto. Agua. Estás más a mi lado, corazón, por comer un bacalao con lechón.
Mandinga.
Kiribú, Tomasa, esa morena cocinando se pasa.
Kikiribo, mandinga.
Nada más que me gusta la comida que me cocina, nada más que me gusta la café que ella me cuela, nada más que me gusta la comida que me cocina, nada más que me gusta la café que ella me cuela. Ay, ay, ay. Tomasa cocinando, ella se pasa.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Que bien tocáis cuando ya está todo grabado. Cuando ya está mezclado. Yell again. Okay, camera rolling. Huh? Okay, camera rolling. Okay. Again. Okay, we do again. Yalla, position everyone. Okay, ready. Okay, 3, 2, 1, recording. Go.
Sabroso. Carlito, como dice la guitarra. Ole.
Such an amazing happy song. I
Absolutely.
always like that Negra Tomasa because it's just it's happy and soothing, and it has so many variety of artists. You, Paco Peña, Lucio Valverde,
Paco Lara. Yeah.
Lucio Valverde, and what's the Minerva, the dancers.
Yeah. I'm really grateful for everyone. I really love to thank one of my good friends, Mr. Hilal Dawood. He's the filmographer of all my professional clips.
Yeah.
We studied together as well. He did film production and I did audio production. And I really recommend if anyone have a wedding, any occasion, they go to High Images, and he's the one that, because he's very educated.
High Images.
High Images.
Okay.
And,
that's good to know.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes there's so many artists in the community, they would like to have a film
Yes.
done professionally, and
Absolutely.
why
And
not?
yeah, he did Destiny for me. He did Inolvidable. He did 20 Años. He did and tomorrow we filming another clip, new one. I know yesterday I released one, and tomorrow, but it's gotta be a lot. For me, I like to be active. I
That's
love
good.
it. So
That's good.
for me, I do audio and video production, but video production professionally, I always use Hilal.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
something
good to
that I under my control.
Yeah.
And we can. My friend Danny Asmaru, he's
Yes.
an amazing percussionist for our community, the Assyrian community. He helped me always filming, and he always argue with me about ideas and that. So, but yeah, I'm grateful.
That's good. That's good. I think in life it's good to be grateful. No, that it doesn't mean that we have to be grateful because we got a lot of money, but we have to be grateful because along the way we have met amazing people. You have also have a whole community behind you.
Yeah.
I guess with all of the difficult experiences that we have through life and through coming to Australia, and not every experience is positive. Sometimes we do have those negatives, but as you were saying, you said that living your country and working from the age of 13 made you who you are today.
Yep.
Yeah. If you wouldn't have been for all of those experiences, you most probably wouldn't be a musician. Maybe.
Absolutely. See, for me, for every music that I compose, there is a story behind it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes, Luisa, before I sleep, or even when I'm sleeping, I wake up in the middle of the night and there is a melody in my head. I just record it. I know something nice, I record it. And then I start working on the guitar and how to arrange it on my technique, how, you know what I mean? So this kind of things comes from life experience.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I remember something, or when I see something, I already remember or seen it with the backing music already. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yes.
So when I was listening to the music when I was a kid, when I was at the beginning of my career, I listened to Spanish songs. I don't understand, but my focusing is all about the arranging and the harmony and the chords.
Yeah.
That was very important to me. And the key changing of the music and so many things that makes me think, and made me who I am today. You know what I mean? It's not only from my life experience, it's only from listening as well. Listening is one of the most important parts for musicians, that and analyzing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You
know what I mean?
And you went out and study, and I know that you recently graduated. Tell me how you didn't want to go, you couldn't study at the beginning, and then you went and enroll yourself into university, or did you?
It's an institute, SAE institute. It's number 6 comes in the globe.
Yep.
Because there's not only in Australia. In Australia we have like 4 or 5.
Yep.
But there is in England, in America, and in a couple of places in the world.
Yep.
But it's one of the best institutes. And
for how long did you study?
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5 years. And I studied with Lucho. We studied together.
Yeah.
I said, he goes, okay, I'll come with you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we studied together, we graduated. I was so grateful. And why did I decide to do that? Look, using the studio, hiring the studio costs a lot of money,
Yeah.
And I have so much ideas, so many ideas and so many compositions that I want to produce, So it was a decision that I have to do my own production. So when I started doing my own production at the beginning, there is always something missing, something not right. I used to call Lucho, I used to call back then Ivan, my friend, asking me questions. But everyone's busy. They can't be always to help me, you know what I mean? I called Bashar again from America. You have to do this here. And then Lucho started teaching me a lot, and then when COVID came, I got nothing to do. I used to have my daily job. I'm a stonemason, by trade.
Okay.
I work with marble. So
on top of everything else.
On top of everything else, because you can, in this country, with all my respect, it's very hard to live full-time musicians. Sometimes you could be very busy.
Yeah.
Maybe you can be busy for a year.
Yeah.
but you cannot be busy for 10 years
That's right.
every day.
Yeah.
You have to have a study
And,
job.
and during COVID was
And during COVID
very
was
difficult.
So I was diagnosed with before COVID. I was diagnosed with disease. It's called silicosis. Silicosis is like it's a lung disease. It's a frozen cancer basically. So I had this disease in my lungs. It could go worse with the years. You know what I mean?
And that was related to you
To my
working-
job.
to
My
your
job.
job.
Yeah. So I have to stop, and I don't know what to do. You know. So I was really depressed for a couple of months, and I didn't know what to do. So I decided to study. So I went to study in the SAE Institute, and I did my course, and I finished, and I graduate. And through my studies, I've learned so much.
Yeah.
Luisa, I've learned so much. I've learned how to do sound designing. I've learned how to do mixing, mastering, and I really thanked. And I started producing for people like Assyrian people, musicians, and Iraqi people as well. And I started getting jobs here and there, you know. At the beginning, I didn't charge any money for anyone. I did, to be honest. I just wanted my name to be there. I wanted the people know I started producing,
That's right.
so I can make income, you know.
And you also needed experience, no?
Absolutely.
When you,
So what the idea of my arranging for especially Assyrian, that I wanted to arrange in Latin style or flamenco, or you know, or tango example.
Yep.
But I put the Assyrian music. A lot of people who goes, oh, you are introducing, why are you doing Latin? I said, no, I'm introducing our language to the Latin community. It's a Latin music.
Yes.
I'm introducing my
Yeah.
language. The Latin people or Spanish people, they know this music.
Yeah.
But I want them to hear it with our language. How is it sound? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that gave me different directions of thinking, how to make new ideas, how to, because look, producing is not only that you sit behind the computer and do the mixing, but as an arranger, you have to think in many ways, in different directions. You can't be in a small box. You have to think out of this box. You have to be open to ideas. So that's how I work.
Yeah.
I always like to be unique and different.
That's right.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you want to expand yourself to different cultures and different people.
Absolutely. Different cultures, different people. And for the last 4 years, I've gained a lot of experience, production, working, and that was a lot of experience for me, to be honest.
And you have your own studio.
And I have my own studio now, and I'm thinking in the future to extend that studio. Expand the studio. Sorry, yeah. And I really love to thank Paco Lara for trusting me and produce his album Duende. I worked with Paco for 4 years, of course, as a second guitarist, and he's one of my main inspirations in every way. And he helped me how to become, like, I don't know how to explain it. With this guy, there is a magic. When I'm with him on the stage, there's something.
I've seen
we're like a family, you know.
Yes,
you know how
yes,
me and Paco,
yes.
you've seen with us together.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm really grateful, especially when I went to Spain with him. The way he trusted me, sitting there, introducing me.
Did you go to Spain?
Yeah, I went to
Tell
Spain.
the story about going to Spain and traveling, and where's that latest video clip comes from?
Absolutely,
There you go.
Absolutely. So when I went to Spain as well, I've met all these people, and that he introduced me to, all the maestros, and I've even in there I've learned so many techniques, how they record. That was really a very good tips, because the flamenco sound, it is their own sound. You cannot fake it.
That's right. Yeah, you can.
If you want to mix flamenco album, it has to be flamenco. You can't go out of this sound.
Yeah.
So there is nights I couldn't sleep when I was mixing because it's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
Paco Lara, he's a celebrity artist. He's an international artist,
and
a lot of people that gonna listen to this album. And he gave me a responsibility that is hard to carry on. But I thank him for this responsibility, and I'm grateful. This album really became very, very nice, you know. Yeah, so this is one of my experiences as well. You know what I mean?
Yes, and then
Yeah.
at the same time, you took the chance to have, the video clip that you can.
Yeah. So when I went to Spain, I took a lot of shots. What I used to do, I put the camera and I just walk.
I was wondering, because I have watched the video quite a
Yeah.
few times,
Yeah.
and I was thinking, someone did this for him, because like I always do selfies, but I thought, because this looks so professional, what kind of phone does he have? How did he do it? Because it looks so amazing.
Actually, I took really professional camera and lenses with me, and I took an umbrella as well, and then Paco said to me, people in Jerez, if they see you with this umbrella, they're gonna ask, is this your house or something? So yeah, look,
but good on you
honest
for doing that. That's all, because they look so professional. They're professional.
I used to see sometimes people ask him, can you please take a shot for me? Just like, come do this, do that, I used to ask him. For example, I tell you a story happened in Cordoba, in Mezquita, the mosque of Cordoba. When they saw me with the gimbal and camera, you can't film.
Oh, yeah.
Why is that? You can't film. And I got so angry. I got really angry. You have no idea. Like, I had an argument with him, and I just took my ticket and I left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I called Dea, Paco's wife. I don't know. She goes, okay, Carlito, come down, don't worry, try to go again. And I said, okay. So I took the gimbal, I took the lens, I put them in the bag, and I was looking, that security is there. No, he wasn't there. And I was looking like this. I bought another ticket and I walk in Mezquita inside. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I was really snitchy. I put the camera so quick. I called someone. I said, please took that shot for me. And they did it. And it's one of my favorite shots that was in Mezquita inside.
Wow.
Yeah. But I would have been in trouble if they saw me.
No one really saw you, because in some places here, sometimes, when you go to a museum or an special exhibition, they tell you not to record.
Yeah.
And then if you do, and if you get caught, you get told off.
Absolutely.
Wow, that was amazing.
Absolutely.
No, I've watched the video clip, and I have to really congratulate you, because it's amazing. It's really
Thank you
beautiful.
so
I mean,
much.
the music also. You know what is what I have to say is that you have your own, your own Carlito Akam way of how to play music. You're very distinctive. I know when Carlito is playing, I know when Paco Lara is playing, because you can tell you've got your own style,
personality.
Yeah, you have your own style.
Yeah, of course.
music,
I
which is
created
amazing.
my little own style. The reason I say flamenco fusion guitarist.
Yes.
Now, there is no such a thing, flamenco fusion guitarist. Either flamenco guitarist or fusion guitarist. But
But you created it.
yeah, but I cannot say I am a flamenco guitarist, because it's a big responsibility and big name. To say I am a flamenco guitarist, you have to be a flamenco master.
Yeah.
I play fusion with little bit of flamenco, so I spiced it up a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm not really, because I don't have 100% technique to play flamenco like great maestros, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Look, for example, if you go to my country, you cannot play the music where I come from.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Because we have our own tradition, our own style, our own beats, our own rhythm, our everything.
Yeah.
And I cannot play flamenco like people from Jerez. I cannot play bulería like people from Jerez,
Yeah.
I cannot play alegría from people from Cadiz.
Yeah. Yes.
So I can. So everyone have their own style. I cannot play, for example, I cannot play a tango.
Yeah.
From Buenos Aires, like someone who was born there and born with that music.
Yeah, that's right.
So I cannot say to myself I am a flamenco guitarist. No, I am a fusion with a bit of flamenco. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I play a bit of everything: a bit of jazz, a bit of pop, a bit of flamenco, a bit of Arabic. So a bit of Habibi music.
We've got one. I'm gonna play another video here, which is would that be Algo se muere en alma?
Yes.
But that is the flamenco.
Yeah, the first one you mean there? Yeah. That was in 2015. That was the one of my first album launch.
Yeah.
So that song it's a Sevillanas. and with the Senor Rafael. Of
Okay.
course, yeah.
How about before we go into the song, we're going to go through the photos.
Yeah.
So then we kind of stay there for a minute. So you can explain to people who, whereas now it's you and it's your brother here.
Yeah, so this is me. The middle and the right photo, and with my brother. This is when I used to work in the perfume, as I explained to you before.
Yes.
This is the show where I used to work. My brother used to work with my friend in a shoes shop. So this is in Jordan.
So he's also older than you.
No, he's younger than me, my
Oh,
brother.
he
Yeah.
was-
so
okay.
this is my brother, and this is
Oh,
me.
okay, that's you.
Yeah.
I
He's
see.
younger than me. I'm the one on the left. Yeah. This is my graduation, which is recently in November, and I'm blessed and thank, especially for my partner and my friends who really supported me, and for everyone who really supported me and encouraged me.
Now, this is a very special photo, and I know how much your grandmother means to you.
Yeah, my grandmother, she was my soul that I left in my country. You know, I went back to see her 2 times, in 2013 and 2015. I really wanted to go again before COVID, but was really hard and difficult for me.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't go. Yeah, and that was a really big scar. I still have it in my heart, and it will live until the day
With
I
you
die,
forever.
probably with me forever. Yeah.
Because she must probably would have loved to see you again.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. She suffered at the end, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
She really
yeah.
suffered. But may God rest her soul, you know.
Yeah, but you still have the memories, and I think that's just
Look, I left Iraq with 96, so this is like 25 years ago. More, 26 years. I used to call her all the time, you know what I mean? And I never lost
connection with her.
Yeah, because
So beautiful.
because she's the one who brought me up, you know.
Yeah. When your mom wasn't there, of course.
Yeah, I always, when I want something, I know where to get it from. I used to go to her. Yeah.
I hope one day my grandchildren will come to
Yeah.
me when they can't get it.
I would love to talk about this man, Sargon. Sargon, he's an Assyrian pianist.
Mhm.
He's one of the greatest that I met.
He's living in Sydney.
He lives now on top of me.
Oh,
He's my
here you
neighbor.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so we have a lot of projects that we are working together. Sargon, he's, as I said, he's one of the most amazing pianists, and we are gonna work an album together, duet, me and him. We're starting this year. So I'm so honored to. I met Sargon only 2 years ago, by the way, and he's one of the amazing pianists, and I really should think you bring him to the show one day, and everyone and the audience be amazed at what he plays. He's a great pianist, composer, and great arranger.
Wow.
Great arranger, I'm telling you. And trust me, Luisa, the ideas of this guy, I'm learning. Whatever, if he plays guitar, I look at him, I ask him, how do you do that? He's I don't know. He's
talented.
He plays the bass, and oh my God. And when he plays the piano, he's a pianist, but he plays every instrument.
Wow.
Whatever he touch, he plays. I'm so grateful. I really love to say hello to Sargon.
That's amazing. And and how blessed are you just to have met all these people along the line?
Absolutely.
And the girl?
The girl is Katrina Kakos.
Yeah.
I met Katrina 3 years ago, and she's one of the greatest vocalists that I ever met. And we are working together, and she's an amazing singer. She sings hymns, originally only for churches, but now we're gonna start doing some commercial songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna do it together, me and her and Sargon, and another friend of mine. His name Fadi Yusuf. He's my friend, and we grew up together. Also, I met him in 2007.
Yeah.
And they always say when you meet a guitarist at the beginning, always jealousy. But me and Fadi is like I met my lost half, and he's met his lost. He's a maestro. Honestly, we studied together in the conservatorium, and he's an amazing jazz guitarist. Theory-wise, beyond imagination. Like, he's amazing. And even I think you should have a word with him.
Oh,
one
there you
day.
go.
Yeah,
So we'll have to give me all of those names so we can introduce
honestly,
him
Luisa,
to our
because
community.
these guys, I'm so lucky, and these guys to be in my life.
That's good.
Yeah, so lucky. I like, honestly, Lucho, he's Paco, Fadi, Sargon, especially this, and the rest, Danny, Nino, a lot of friends. I'm sorry if I forgot to mention, and they my family.
Yeah.
I don't have a family here, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But they're my family.
There you go.
Yeah, I have my auntie. I hardly see her because our life's very, very hard, you know.
It's different.
Yeah. So
it happens sometimes, you know,
yeah.
with families, and not every family is perfect. And
yeah, and when I was really sick, those guys always checking on me.
they were there for you.
They were there for me.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing that it happened to all of us, Carlito? You know, our friends become our family.
Absolutely.
And you know, they say you don't choose your family,
Yep.
but you choose your friends. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's just, I'm very happy for you.
Yeah.
Now, your latest song, The Spirit of Andalusia.
Yes.
We are going to, but before we're going to play this music, so then people can know that you can really play a bit of flamenco.
Yeah.
Algo se muere en el alma cuando un amigo se va. Cuando un amigo se va, algo se muere en el alma. Cuando un amigo se va, algo se muere en el alma. Cuando un amigo se va. Cuando un amigo se va y va dejando una huella que no se puede borrar. Y va dejando una huella que no se puede borrar. Todavía no te vayas, por favor, no te vayas todavía. Y hasta la guitarra mía llora cuánta misterio. Un pañuelo de silencio y a la hora de partir. Y a la hora de partir. Pañuelo de silencio y a la hora de partir. Un pañuelo de silencio y a la hora de partir. A la hora de partir, porque hay palabras que hieren que no se pueden decir. Porque hay palabras que hieren que no se pueden decir. No te vayas todavía, no te vayas, por favor, no te vayas todavía. Que hasta la guitarra mía llora cuánta misterio. El barco se hace pequeño cuando sale al mar. Cuando sale al mar, y el barco se hace pequeño cuando sale al mar. El barco se hace pequeño cuando sale al mar. Cuando sale al mar y cuando se va perdiendo.
Well, we're going to leave it up to there so then people can actually know, because you're playing the guitar, and this is Buleria?
No, this is Sevillana.
Sevillana.
Yeah. So this one was on my album launch, the second concert, with the Senor Rafael Solia.
Yep.
I'd love to say hello to him. He's a great man. He's a very nice man. Yeah. So that was back in 2015.
He's a flamenco singer.
He's a flamenco singer. He's from Barcelona. He's based on Sydney, of course, but he's originally from Barcelona. Yeah, but he basically he's singing every flamenco show. in
That's
Sydney.
beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very, very nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, but what we were going to now, you promoting your business
Yep.
to the world.
Yep.
Yes. So so then you promoting your music, your studio. Do you have any other choices? So like people, if want to find you and do work with you, they just have to contact you. You have some kind of a
Just Facebook, Instagram, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
So you're on
And
Facebook, Instagram,
yeah, Facebook, Carlito Akam. Everyone can find me in Facebook, Instagram. I have my own YouTube
YouTube?
channel. I'm really working hard to get subscribers, but these days, look, you know what's sad, really, especially for musicians.
Yeah.
And especially in this era now, you see musicians. I'm not talking about myself. I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk about
in
every
general. In general, yes.
Okay. So people put in so much effort, hard work, spending money. Honestly, some and you know what it is, when you promote your work on social media, there's no support. But if someone is stupid dancing, everyone's supporting it.
Yeah.
Or someone, for example, doing silly things, you see a lot, 50,000 shares.
Yeah.
Like example, the other day I saw something silly: how to open a door with a banana. 8 million views.
Oh, 8 million.
Yeah, honestly, isn't
Yeah.
it sad?
Yeah.
But for example, someone who really worked hard, production, work,
Mm.
effort, everything, and you see it's at 200 views.
Yeah. Well, it happened. I mean, when we talk about that support, I've been doing this show for since 2020.
Yep.
When I first started, and we are now going into 2023.
Yeah.
And as you know, this is just for love.
Of course.
I don't have sponsors.
Absolutely.
I have spent a lot of money into it. I spend a lot of time,
Mhm.
and I have every week is I try to do this more professional. I do spend a lot of time trying to researching, information about the person that I'm going to interview or that I'm going to have a conversation with.
Yeah.
But it's true, people don't support you,
Mhm.
and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But is that going to stop me for doing this? Even if I have
Of course
even
not.
if I have 10 viewers,
Yeah.
I know those 10 viewers will be
Grateful for
genuine.
Yeah, and
They
grateful
will
for what
be
you're
genuine,
doing. Yeah.
right? But and then so I don't have 1,000, 2,000, 5 million viewers. It's really hard because at the same time you have to learn how to work in YouTube. You have to work how to promote yourself, how people know that you're there, that you exist. And it's a shame because some of the artists have gone to a gig to see someone, and there's not many people that actually come because it
is sad, honestly,
people
especially
don't
for
support.
like, for example, I'll give you an example. Like, if you excuse me, Lucho Valverde, he's a maestro.
Yeah.
He used to be a conductor in Peru, conducting big bands.
Yeah.
He traveled around the world. And sometimes when I see him, where we're struggling sometimes to live, honestly, to get a gigs, to get a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's very sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even, for example, Maestro Paco Lara, sometimes he come from different country, creating his own audience and everything. That's such a hard work.
It is.
Such a hard work, traveling, and sometimes, again, with no sponsors.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get a grant from government, but they cannot help you all the time as well.
No.
Because they have to be fair with everyone.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But still, it is. For me, I'm a stonemason. If I don't have music work, I have a trade that I can work.
But
someone like, for example, Lucho, someone like Paco, they're born with the music.
Yeah.
I'm born to work hard, honestly. Since I worked in a farm, I worked in a painter, cabinet maker. I worked so many things.
So you have, you're multi-skilled. So if you don't have music, you can work.
I can work, but it is people like someone old man. I know this country. We are in a blessed country. The country take care of us, but as I love to make money from what I love to do.
Yeah,
that's a blessing.
Yeah,
and it feels really good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I really wish that people, or anyone that consider respect and love art, because as an artist or as a musician, we have different sense.
Yeah.
We feel different, and we are more emotional, more sensitive. So a lot of people doesn't understand this. So when we produce something, we will love support. We're not asking for money.
Yeah.
Just like share our work, share our love.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we're asking for.
That's right. And then
Yeah.
people get to know you, and also,
Absolutely,
you know,
absolutely.
when
You
you
know
go
what I
to a gig, and you know, if you're playing somewhere, people can come and see you. You know,
Yeah.
like and it's such a beautiful thing to go and we can't do it all the time, but when we do, like I went to the Opera House. I remember to your
Yes,
performance.
yes. I honestly,
I went
yeah.
to another gig with my friend Tonya. I remember she's you know, Greek, and she came with me and she loved it. She'd never been to a flamenco
Absolutely.
gig.
See, when I, first of all, I thank Maestro Pacalar again for letting me perform with him in the Opera House, because Opera House, it's a world icon name.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, of course.
And look how amazing this man came from other countries, working hard, performing like this is effort.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, a lot of people they don't see that. They don't see how hard the musicians work.
Yeah.
You know, like honestly, you asking me about the video. Okay, now when I do the processing of the video, you know, this video that you saw, I was filming every day, hundreds of shots to get it right angle to do that, and then I have to edit, and then I have to mix the music. It's easy to talk, but a lot of stress, a lot of work. And at the end, when you produce, no one support your work, and that's it. It's not sad. First of all, before I share it, I did it for myself.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, that's true.
I did it for myself.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
And I can do better. I always say I can do better.
Yeah. I guess this is how I feel.
Yes.
As I said to you, you know, I do this with passion, with love, and I've learned how to love this. This is not a pay job, but I do it with so much respect.
Absolutely.
Not only for myself, but for the person who comes and sit next to me. And it's just so beautiful to learn about people's life, you know. Like we see Carlito Akam that plays beautiful music, but we don't know what's behind Carlito. You know, behind Carlito is a life and it's a story. And that's what I'm trying to bring into the show. The story of an artist, someone who cooks, someone who, you know, is a doctor, a psychologist, you know, someone who comes into the show and give information to our community. But at the same time, it's just nice that through all your experience, you haven't got bitter, you just got better, which is just so beautiful.
Thank you so much, Luisa. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Because people sometimes get bitter.
Absolutely. And look, from anything happens to you in life, if it's bad or if it's good, it is experience.
It is. Yes.
It is experience. You know what I mean? For me, I always follow this quote, the one I shared with you.
Yes.
Love what you do so you can do what you love.
It's beautiful. Yes.
And honestly, I have to love what I do so I can do what I love.
That's right.
And another thing for me, it is always about teamwork. When I work with Lucho, with the rest of the musicians, it's not about me, it's about us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about, because one hand, you cannot clap with one hand.
No,
you need
gotta be two.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So anything that I do, or I love to share with people. I love to work with people, but with people who have a real peace, good energy, you know, people who have a real love to music, to the art, you know.
Yeah.
And one thing, I hate gossiping.
Yeah.
Talking about people. Sometimes I have clients, they come, how do you? I said, man, please, if you want to come to my studio, I don't want to hear anything.
That's beautiful.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're here to work, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Did you hear that singer? Did you hear that? I don't know what. Did you hear that guitarist?
Yeah.
I said, please, man.
Yeah.
I don't want this energy. You know.
It is good because, you know, you're opening, like me, I'm opening my home.
Absolutely. I'm honest.
Yeah.
If I have something in my heart, like I said, that story about my first teacher.
Yeah.
A lot of people, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I have to share what made me who I am today.
Yes.
Why I am like this.
Yeah.
At the beginning, a lot of people took advantage of me.
Yeah.
and I never said anything. But kind of my gauge went to very red,
Yeah.
so I have to explode.
Yeah.
You know.
But I
So-
think that's what I said, throughout all your experience, even though it was very difficult, people took advantage of you. You came from a country where it was very difficult to live. You have to leave your family. You came to a non-speaking, you couldn't speak a word of English, and I understand you because this is what happened to most of us. But you didn't go bitter, and I'm very I applaud you that, because a lot of people, not a lot of, but some people get bitter. And getting bitter sometimes it means that you hurt other people.
Yep.
But you didn't do that. And it's just, you
On-
should be
on-
proud
on-
of yourself.
Yeah. Honestly, I had really like bad experiences. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Especially with the friends. But look, life goes on.
Exactly.
I have a song in my, and the life goes on.
Yes.
And for all I say is, for every chapter, for every end of a chapter, there is a new beginning.
Yes. Yes.
So otherwise, just move on.
That's it.
It is what it is.
We're going to play the video of the photos that I've done for you.
Yep.
And that I hope that you like it.
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's just beautiful just to see your photos. The first photo is you as a baby and you.
Yeah. I
Today.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you know,
I,
and
I
then-
wish if I could have shared a lot of photos about my friends, but I know it's that whoever is there always in my heart.
Yeah, that's it. This is the most important thing is that you recognize, all the people that have been along the way that have helped you, but also they have teach you, if they've been a bad experience or negative experiences, have I think those experiences sometimes help us to change a way of how we moved on. Like a bad experience sometimes can teach us something.
Absolutely.
I think everybody comes into our life for a reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, as I said before, what made me today is all my experiences.
Yeah. So what's the plan for the future, Carlito?
Okay, the plan for the future, now I'm starting to work on my second album, which is I'm gonna start really soon. I have some projects that I have to finish for a couple of artists that I'm working for. I'm producing, and then after I finish, I'm not gonna take any projects because I want to work on two projects. One of them is Carlito Akam.
Yeah.
And the second project is gonna be a duo, me and the pianist Sargon.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna try to have small venue shows, you know what I mean, and my album is going to be only for um, love
Voila.
people. So I'm not planning to do any concerts. If I do, because it's very hard.
Yeah.
It's costs a lot of money. But to work as a Geo, me and my friend Sargon, we can do like small venues. You know what I mean?
The small venues, small gigs.
Small
and
gigs,
yeah,
just like people who want to escape and listen only to.
up close
really-
and personal.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's beautiful because what happens sometimes when people do gigs in certain venues, people don't go there to listen to the artists. You know, they go there sometimes just to have to eat or to, you know, you have to be so careful because especially your kind of music. I went to a gig not long ago and they did it at a church.
Yeah.
And Papalote called
Yeah.
Hernan Flores and Justo Diaz. You
Yeah.
might know them.
Yeah.
And I found that it was really lovely because people they went to that event.
Mhm.
They only went there for the music,
Absolutely.
and there was no much of a deal because the church had a beautiful acoustic,
Mhm.
so the sound was very nice. But the 100 or 150 people they were at that venue,
Mhm.
they went there for the music. They all sat down and listened
Absolutely.
to it.
See, Luisa, this is very important point. You reminded me of to talk about. For 15 years, as I said, my dream at the beginning, I wanted to play in the restaurant.
Yeah,
I did it. I did it for 15 years.
yeah,
And then after my dream was to play concerts.
yeah,
And I did it.
yeah,
From 2004 till COVID. So around
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah.
2000. I play every weekend. I didn't have any weekends off. Honestly. I used to go sometime to Nelson Bay every Sunday. I used to go. I played
a lot
over
of driving.
Yeah. I played over 300 restaurants in Sydney.
Wow.
Yeah, like if I name them, over 300 restaurants. So I'll be honest with you, it is very different that you play as a background, and if someone comes to watch your art.
Mm.
I feel very sad sometimes. I'm playing and no one listening to me
Yeah,
in the restaurant.
yeah.
It is very. And Paco used to tell me, you have to stop.
Yeah, I remember Paco had that idea because I remember talking to him once.
Look, I used to do it for money. I'm not gonna
Of
lie
course,
to you. You know what
of
I mean?
course,
Yeah,
yeah.
we all need money. We need to live.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But and then after just before Christmas, I started playing in a restaurant. It still feel the same.
Yeah.
Because before COVID, I stopped, and when I went after COVID to play a bit, so I couldn't take it. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
Because especially the last 4 years I've been playing with Paco in the concerts, it feels different. you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
It feels really different.
You can actually see the difference between being on a place, on a venue where people are actually going to enjoy the music.
Absolutely.
Then when you go to a restaurant, people are worried about the drink, the toilet,
And
the
the
food.
music too loud. Imagine you're playing
Yeah.
in the middle of the song, you're
Yeah.
playing, and the waiter comes, can you put the music down?
Yeah,
Look, I understand maybe my music is not a cup of tea,
yeah,
but for me it's hurtful. It's like you are singing and someone tells you, can you put your voice down?
yes, yes.
Or if you are saying a poem, put your
Mhm.
voice down.
But on the other hand, too, it's really sad when you also go to a venue to see a show, and the actual artist is telling the people to actually, can you please just
Yeah, it
You
is.
know,
Yeah, because the
slow it
artist,
down because-
the artist needs to concentrate.
yeah,
There is a lot of pressure on the artist when there is hundreds of people
yeah,
watching you
Talking.
live to play
yeah,
and people talking.
yeah,
Sometimes I remember I was playing one of my shows in 2015, because in 2015 I did a couple of shows, my own shows.
yeah,
But was very hard to
Yeah.
manage. That's why it's very difficult to manage a concert.
yeah.
Anyway, so one of the concerts I couldn't play because it was a lot of noise.
Nice, yeah,
And when I stopped, and then people still talking,
yeah,
and I didn't say anything, but people realized something not right, and then they start looking, and I'm looking at them with the look. I didn't say nothing, but my eyes telling people, please be quiet.
yeah,
And then I had to start again.
yeah. Especially with your type of music, it's
Yeah.
like you need to be concentrated in, and then people need to be a bit more respectful, of the
Absolutely.
artist. Yeah, sometimes people just don't get that. Well, we're gonna go to your last video clip,
Yep.
which is amazing. I really, really like it.
Thank you so much.
So I think it's this one.
Yeah.
Well, all I can say is just congratulations.
Thank you so much,
Your
Luisa,
work
for having
is
me.
just amazing.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned anyone's name. I have like really special friends close to my heart that they help me in everything, and in everything. They help me with my study. They help me with in everything, you know.
yeah,
Like special friend that it's always watching me and looking after me as well. You know what I mean?
that's
Yeah.
lovely. That's
Yeah.
very nice.
I
That's
really
very
like
nice.
to thank that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 cards.
Yeah.
You have to answer some questions.
Yeah.
Pick 3 cards.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Okay. 1 and 2 and 3.
Yep. Well, when was the last time someone needed your help? Did you make a conscious effort to help others?
Well, this is every day. This morning. This morning. I like to help people. If I can, I love to help people.
That's good.
Yeah.
What skill or ability do you receive compliments on most often?
Compliments?
Yeah.
It depends. Like musically, I always get good compliments.
Nice.
Yeah, and if I cook nice, I always good
You're a good
compliment.
cook, really?
Yeah. All my fans love my cooking.
What do you cook?
Mediterranean and fusion, as well as fusion. I love fusion. Yeah.
Well, you'll have to invite me to dinner one day.
My pleasure. Yeah.
Do you express your emotions in a positive or negative way? If negative, does it affect your daily life?
I don't know how to answer this question honestly, because
If you have emotion, do you express it in a positive way or you get upset? Then it affects you.
I hold it to
You
myself.
held it. But that is not good either. Because
Absolutely,
it affects-
because sometimes if I express it, it
Yeah.
might hurt the people I love.
That's right.
You
Yes.
know what I mean? So
But it affects.
I hurt myself. I'm already hurt, but I hurt myself more.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a real pleasure to know a little bit of more of you. I mean,
you so
you know, we
much.
already know each other for a while, but we didn't really know each other.
Yeah.
And it's been very, as I said, it's an honor just to have you in the show. And I thank you for, agreeing to come into Conversando con Luisa, because it is important for the community also. They knows that we do have other cultures in Australia, and I'm just very happy to let those people into the show as well, to leave a little bit of trace in this country.
Yeah.
We come, all of us, as I said before, we all come to this country from so far away, and even though that the stories are very similar in some ways, we do, each one of us have a particular one to tell. Yeah. So I really appreciate it, and I wish you all the best.
I really thank you, Luisa, for everything, for the hospitality, for the beautiful show, and for the beautiful atmosphere. I really love your studio. It's
Thank
very
you.
nice. And thank you so much for having me and for believing in me, and I'm sorry if I said anything not nice to the people. And I'm sorry if I forgot to mention any one of my friends. Please,
What's your last message to everybody?
just I wish everyone a very happy 2023. Just don't worry, be happy. That's it.
Like the song.
That's
yes,
it.
That's it. Well, it's been a pleasure for me to be here today in 2023, my first show with Carlito Akam. Before I go, I want to mention to you, we are in school holidays, and if you haven't been to an exhibition of Van Gogh, I really suggest you to go and see this one. It's in Moore Park. It's very easy to get there. I just took my grandchildren's, 4 of them, 4 grandkids. And it was a beautiful exhibition. It's very lovely to take the children to see art. It's knowledgeable, and they learned. So I'm going to say in Spanish. So, a las personas que quieran llevar a sus nietos, a sus hijos o quieran darse un regalo exclusivo, vayan a ver la exhibición de Van Gogh a Mopac. Es bien fácil llegar, se van en el ferry desde Parramatta hasta Circle Quay y ahí toman el tramp y los lleva hasta Mopac. O se pueden ir en tren hasta Central o Circle Quay y de ahí toman el tram y se llega a Mopac. La entrada no es cara, los pensionados tienen un especial y también los niños, pero es muy lindo llevar a los niños a ver esta exhibición. Yo llevé a mis nietos y me impresionó mi nieto mayor, toda la información que él recogió cuando le hice la pregunta cuál había sido su experiencia. Así que les recomiendo que vayan a ver esta exhibición en Bangkok. Y no se olviden que mañana 8 de enero les quiero contar de que Magdalena Mira estará en Etalón desde las 4 hasta las 6 de la tarde. Y el domingo 22 de enero de 4 a 6 de la tarde también. Si quieren ir, el viaje creo que es como 1 hora y algo para llegar a Etalón, pero Magdalena Mira en realidad es una gran artista, así que es artista de nuestra comunidad, así que hay que apoyarla. Yo posiblemente voy a ir a verla, así que yo los invito, si alguien quiere sumarse a ver este show, creo que es un restaurante de tapas, así que si se animan, me avisan y podemos ir juntos. Y también la porteña que está vendiendo sus comiditas, sus empanadas y sus sopaipillas, y el teléfono está ahí, 0434-696-288. Yo me despido agradeciéndoles la audiencia y si quieren compartir este show con sus amistades, por favor háganlo para que conozcan a Carlito Akam. Y nada, decirles solamente que apoyen a los artistas de la comunidad, no tan solo los latinoamericanos, pero también a la gente de otras culturas. Así que un abrazo, un beso grande para ustedes y que Alejandro Vargas lo pase regio esta noche en el cumpleaños, en la celebración de cumpleaños que va a tener. Así que un besito para ustedes, hasta la próxima. Carlito.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.